July 1518, Strasbourg, France. A woman stepped into the narrow cobblestone street and began to dance. Her name was Frau Troffea, and she danced alone at first. No music played, no celebration prompted her movement. She simply danced, twirling, stepping, swaying, as if possessed by something unseen. Hours passed. She kept dancing. The sun set. She danced through the night. Her feet bled. Her body trembled with exhaustion. But she could not stop. Within a week, 34 others joined her. Within a month, 400 people. They danced in the streets, in their homes, in the squares. They danced until they collapsed. Some died, hearts failing, strokes, pure exhaustion. This is the dancing plague of 1518, and no one has ever fully explained why it happened. Frau Troffea danced for 6 days straight before others began to join her. They didn't choose to dance. They couldn't help it. Something, some invisible force, compelled them to move. One by one, they stepped into the streets. Men, women, children. Their faces showed terror, not joy. They pleaded for help even as their legs kept moving. Their bodies twisted and jerked, some gracefully, some violently, but none could stop. The city watched in horror. This wasn't celebration. This wasn't music or festival or religious ecstasy. This was suffering. Dancers collapsed from exhaustion, were carried home, then returned hours later, compelled back into the streets to continue. Their feet became raw and bloody, their clothes soaked with sweat. Some fell unconscious but resumed dancing the moment they woke, and it spread like contagion. By August, the number of dancers reached 400. The streets of Strasbourg became a nightmare. Bodies moving ceaselessly, stumbling into each other, crying out for relief that never came. Families tried to restrain their loved ones, tied them to beds, locked them in rooms. It didn't matter. The compulsion was stronger than rope or reason. The medieval mind searched for explanations. Was it possession? A curse? Divine punishment for the city's sins? Strasbourg had suffered greatly in recent years. Famine, disease, poverty crushed the population. Perhaps God was angry. Perhaps the devil had come to collect. But no prayers stopped the dancing. No exorcisms broke the spell. The people of Strasbourg kept moving, trapped in their own bodies, dancing toward death. The city council convened, doctors were summoned. The leading medical theory of 1518 was clear. Hot blood caused the dancing. The cure, paradoxically, was more dancing. They believed if the afflicted danced long enough, the excess heat would leave their bodies and the compulsion would end. So Strasbourg built stages, hired musicians, opened guild halls as dance floors. They created an official space for the madness, believing they were helping. They were wrong. The dancing intensified. With music and space to move freely, more people joined. The phenomenon grew worse. What began as a desperate attempt at a cure became a catalyst that amplified the plague. Physicians examined the dancers and found no physical disease, no fever, no infection. Their bodies were simply moving. One doctor noted that the dancers' eyes showed terror, not trance. They were aware, they knew what was happening to them, and they could not stop. Religious leaders offered a different solution: pilgrimage. The dancers were taken to a shrine dedicated to Saint Vitus, the patron saint of dancers and epileptics. There, they prayed for release. Some claimed relief. Others continued dancing even at the shrine steps. The city banned public dancing, closed the stages, sent the musicians away. Perhaps removing the stimulus would end it. For some, it worked. For others, the compulsion persisted, dancing in alleys, in homes, wherever their bodies took them. Slowly, agonizingly slowly, the plague began to fade. By September, the dancing had mostly stopped. The afflicted collapsed into exhausted sleep. Some never woke. Others recovered, but carried the trauma for life. Strasbourg returned to an uneasy silence, haunted by 2 months of inexplicable madness. What caused it? Modern scientists have proposed 3 main theories, none entirely satisfying. The first, ergot poisoning. Ergot is a fungus that grows on damp rye. When consumed, it causes convulsions, hallucinations, and spasms. Medieval Europe experienced ergot outbreaks. Could contaminated bread have poisoned Strasbourg? Possibly, but ergot poisoning causes chaotic, uncoordinated movements, not sustained, rhythmic dancing. And it doesn't explain why only some people were affected while others who ate the same bread remained fine. The second theory, mass psychogenic illness, a stress-induced collective hysteria. Strasbourg in 1518 was suffering. Famine had ravaged the region. Disease killed thousands. Poverty was extreme. The population lived in constant fear and desperation. Under such conditions, the human mind can break, and when one person breaks, others can follow. Dancing became a physical manifestation of psychological collapse. The compulsion spread through observation, a contagious behavior born from shared trauma. This theory fits better, but it raises uncomfortable questions. How does stress make someone dance for days? Why dancing specifically? And why did it stop? The third theory, religious ecstasy tied to Saint Vitus. In medieval culture, dancing plagues were linked to the cult of Saint Vitus. People believed dancing could cure or curse. Perhaps the afflicted were engaging in a form of religious mania, dancing to appease or invoke the saint. But most dancers showed fear, not devotion. They begged for it to stop. The truth is probably a combination: environmental stress, cultural beliefs, psychological contagion, and perhaps mild ergot poisoning, creating a perfect storm of madness. But we'll never know for certain. The dancers of 1518 took their compulsion to the grave, leaving only records of their suffering and our enduring confusion. The dancing plague of 1518 remains one of history's most disturbing mysteries. It wasn't the first dancing plague. Similar events occurred throughout medieval Europe, but Strasbourg's was the largest and best documented. What we know is this: 400 people danced against their will. Some died. Others survived but never fully recovered. We have theories, but no certainty. No complete explanation for why the human body and mind can be overtaken by compulsion so total that death becomes preferable to stillness. The dancers are gone, but the question remains: what breaks us? What makes us move when we should stop?